Hello everyone and welcome to another video. Today what we are asking is, what does your subconscious want to tell you? So a lot of us, most of the time, we're very much in our ego and that's what we're thinking about, but subconsciously we can be quite a different person. So what we want to ask today is what our subconscious wants to tell us. For these cards, I have looked at them, so it feels very much more about certain situations in your life and about moving forward. Just remember, this is a timeless reading, so whenever you find it is whenever you're meant to view it. So if you pick a pile which you are drawn to, so if we go through them, we have pile number 1 here, which has the pyrite crystal. Then we have pile 2, which has the adventurine crystal, and then 3, which has the amethyst, which is really, I like this little cluster. I just realised that at the moment the lighting isn't ideal, so when I'm filming this, I'm in the UK and we're currently in a bit of a heat wave, so I'm trying to film this in the morning because I need to close my windows because otherwise it gets a bit too loud. So sorry that the lighting isn't quite right today, but it looks like there's going to be quite a few shadows. Yep, so whenever you're ready, thank you for being here, and if you want to skip ahead, if you look down in the description below, there are timestamps so you can skip to your pile, and I will see you there. Hello, so if you chose pile 1, this is your reading. So that's the pyrite crystal. Let's see if that's going to focus. Yep, so yeah, the pyrite crystal, if you chose that, this is your reading. So today what I have is, we've got 3 tarot cards, and this is kind of telling me the situation at the moment, and this is very much advice from your subconscious and what your subconscious wants you to know. So first of all, with the Justice card, this is very much, for me in this situation, I feel like justice is very much speaking about there is an imbalance and trying to find balance in your life, especially with these scales. It can talk about karma, but I feel like in this situation it's not. Although I did see there's a few cards later that maybe makes me think that for very few people that they have potentially been wronged in some way by someone. However, I do feel like for most people it's about an imbalance in your ego at the moment. So what I like about this spread is there seems to be, because you have the Knight of Wands and the Page of Cups, this is fire energy and this is very much water energy, and this is very much kind of reflected in the cards. So down here we have anger and passion, which is very fiery. Then we have this imagine, which is very much related to that sort of Page of Cups, and obviously we do have some mermaid oracle cards as well. So there is kind of like this balance of fire and not ice, it's not Game of Thrones, but fire and water. So I feel like you have very much 2 sides of you. You have very much like a sort of yin and yang going on, which when it's like balanced would be fantastic, because you have Knight of Wands here. So Wands energy is always very much about action, driving forward, being passionate, and I feel like very ambitious, all these kinds of good things which everyone, to be able to move forward in your life, is definitely something that you need and want. And then you have this very like this other side of you where you're very dreamy, maybe you're quite artistic or creative, and quite emotional, in touch with your emotions, your initiative, intuition, and I feel like when you bring those aspects of your character into balance, that you're exactly where you're meant to be. You make things happen really quickly in your life. Definitely this is what I feel like your cards are very much speaking about, is that I feel like there's something in your life that you need to bring these into balance, and you really need to take a good look at yourself and what you want, Maybe it is that you're not quite there in your love life or your career, or maybe there's something else you want to pursue, and really what it needs is what your subconscious is saying that you can do it. You just need to bring these into balance. So first of all, we have these mermaid message, I think it's messages, let me just find it. Yeah, so messages from mermaids deck. So we have dive deep, turn away, hopefully that's focusing, and then solitude. So I feel like together the three of these are very powerful together, and it feels like you definitely need to do some reflection. So both of these are very, I feel like these are almost like it's getting darker and darker and light, so it goes from dark to like not quite so dark to the light. I feel like you need to do this kind of deep dive into what you want, into your like your subconscious is kind of inviting you to come in. It really wants you to understand who you are as a person, what your wants and desires are, and not the desires that are sort of driven by your ego. So you really need to have a bit of a deep dive, and your subconscious is inviting you in. So whether you want to do there are meditations you can do that really, it gets you quite deep into a meditative state, and you go into your subconscious and try and work it out that way. It may be a bit of time where you are going to be in solitude to do this, so you will need to, it's something that only you can do it for yourself. It's not something really you can ask anyone else to help you with. So you are going to be doing some, your subconscious wants you to kind of come down deep into this, and then finally it's going to be a case of turning away. Your subconscious wants you to turn away from anything that isn't serving you, anything that's gonna not have you in your highest power. You really do need to turn away from that. And as you can see, this card has a lot more light than these two, so I feel like it's really, you've kind of shined a light on the stuff that's not serving you in your ego, and then you do finally cut ties with it. So there's kind of not any order that I'm doing these in. So we do have these, so to the yin to this yang is the these two unicorn cards. So this is Oracle of the Unicorns, which is a really beautiful deck. So first you have, I feel like this is very much related to your one side. So you have anger. So it could be that this lack of balance, because you do have this imbalance between the creative side and the actually doing stuff. Maybe it's creating some like internal anger. I feel like it's anger directed mainly at yourself. And what the card says here is safely express your anger, use anger as a positive force, honour all of your emotions as sacred. So it's perfectly okay to be angry. Sometimes when you get really spiritual people, people seem to think that you have to be all zen and calm all the time. That is not necessarily true. All emotions are there for a reason. You can be angry, but there's a way of expressing your anger that is healthy, and it's not lashing out at other people, and you can be productive. So one way of doing that is very much turning that anger into passion. And so this is, as you can see, both of these are this is a says in the booklet it's a fire unicorn, and then same again, whereas this one has it's a lot more a light. So it has, I feel like it has a lot more energy, and it's a lot more positive energy. So it says, do what excites you, get fired up about your life, and increase your energy levels. So this is very much about, once you've done this deep dive, you find out what you want and what your desires are, you really need to start getting passionate about it. And once you have this passion, you are really going to be able to do anything that you want. And it's all of a case of being able to imagine. So this imagine card, I feel like you probably are quite good at imagining, and people that are good at imagining are usually very good at manifesting. So with the Page of Cups, it's usually, obviously pages can be maybe your inner child is very imaginative. As a child, maybe used to make up games and situations. So if you do have that, you will probably be very good at manifesting. And so once you've worked out what you want, you need to start trying to bring that into your life. So imagine that situation, imagine how it'll feel, whether it is having your dream job, having the partner of your dreams. Just start to imagine that, how it'll feel, and start to use affirmations as well, can really help to bring that into your life. Your subconscious is really telling you that you can have I feel like it is definitely, once you bring this into balance, you can have whatever you want. And with your spirit animal guides, this could potentially be these are your spirit animal guides, not necessarily, but it can just be that these are energies that you need to embody. That's the word I was looking for. So first we have the honeybee. So it says, let compassion and forgiveness be your top priority in this situation. So I feel like, as I said, there's a few people I feel like it was very much a person situation, that maybe it was more karmic. And if that's true, if you feel like that is for you, it's saying you can forgive, but also you can turn away from someone. Okay, I feel like it's just for a very few people. Forgiveness, just because you forgive someone doesn't mean you have to have them in your life. However, I feel like for the majority of people here, that it's not about somebody else in their life, and it's very much about them. I feel like what this card is saying is that you need to learn to be much more compassionate towards yourself. Treat yourself with kindness. A lot of the time, the things that we think and say about ourselves are stuff that we would never dream of saying to someone else. Mainly because, to be honest, if someone said the things you said to yourself, you'd probably punch them in the face. We are our own. I feel like sometimes we can be our own worst enemies and our own worst critics. So really treat yourself with compassion and forgive yourself. So if maybe you've not taken the risks you thought you should, maybe you're not spending as much time on your creative pursuits, forgive yourself for that. You're only human, there's only so much you can do. Just treat yourself kindly. And so this is kind of, I like this because you have the yin and the yang here, kind of with the fire and water, and these two cards I feel like are almost yin and yang. And it's weird because I feel like condor is definitely a bird of prey. I want to say it's a bird of prey. I don't think it's a scavenger. Pretty sure it's a bird of prey. And then you've got almost like it's prey. So it's kind of interesting how this is coming out. But it says, so for the condor, obviously this is a bird that flies up very high. It's able to survey everything. It's saying you're too enmeshed in this situation, so step back and see the bigger picture before making any decisions or taking action. So obviously, Knight of Wands is very action-driven character. So before you go full steam ahead, often you need to make sure you are looking at the bigger picture, making sure what you are doing is right. You're not going too far in one direction and realising it's then wrong. And then almost the opposite of this is you're overlooking some important details, so pay closer attention to what's going on. Obviously your mouth is very small, so it's very close, it can get up very close to things, so it does see all those little fine details that us that are bigger won't see. So it's just really important that you are making sure that you do take into consideration smaller details, or it could just be there is something that you are missing and your subconscious is trying to point that out. Okay, so that is what I am seeing for you guys. That's what your subconscious is trying to tell you. if this does resonate with you, then please comment below. I'd love to hear from you. And please do like the video, subscribe, hit the notification bell, because that will really help my channel grow. And thank you so much for being here. I will see you later, pile 1. Hello, pile 2. If you chose the green adventuring, I don't know if you can see if it's picking it up very well on camera. No, it's decided not to focus, but yeah, if you pick this one, this is your reading. So, as I have said to pile 1, what the tarot is kind of telling me here is a bit of a situation in your life, and then the oracle cards that are surrounding it are kind of giving me what your subconscious kind of wants to tell you about it. So I feel like there's a very interesting battle in your ego going on at the moment. So the 9 of Pentacles is very much a card of, as you can see, this lady, usually what I think is if there's a lot of, oh come on focus, there we go, if there's a lot of yellow in the tarot cards, especially these ones, yellow I feel feels like it's good, it's happy, it's very much that colour, and there's a lot of yellow in here. So this woman, she's got her financial abundance, everything's all good in her 3D. I always feel like this is the card of everything is fine, everything is good. But yeah, it's mainly focusing very much on that financials here with all the pentacles. And then I feel like there is some indecision in your life. You're constantly trying to balance. I feel like there's a wanting to balance of being this kind of financially stable, and then with the Lovers, although I don't, in this situation I feel like it is not so much focused on actual lovers. I don't think it is about love life. I think it's about matters of the heart and following what your heart wants to do. What I'm getting with the 2 of Pentacles is there is this like constant balancing and juggling of being like, no, I need to make more money, no, I want to do something that I really want to do, like following your heart. So whether it is that you have a whether you have a career that you would much rather be doing but it doesn't make as much money, or perhaps it could even be that maybe the thing that you want to follow is a hobby of yours. Maybe you do a hobby that actually costs a little bit of money and it's not necessarily free, but you're constantly having to juggle being able to do it and your finances. For most of you, I feel like this is more of a matter of doing a career that you really want to, and there's very much like that battle in your ego between wanting to make as much, like obviously making as much money and being really financially secure, and then actually doing something that often the things that we want to do, the jobs that are the ones people often really want to do are the ones that don't really pay very well, unless you're lucky and somehow become a footballer or a celebrity or something. So with these cards, starting off with the Mermaid, messages from, I literally just showed pile 1 this and I've already forgotten. Messages from the Mermaid, there you go. We do have abundance here. I feel like these cards line up so well when they so how I pull my cards is I shuffle and I wait for the jumpers. I find that personally works for me best. The cards that jump are usually the ones that are really wanting to be seen rather than me pulling one. So these actually came out all together and in this order after I'd pulled the tarot cards. So there is, I feel like this is definitely you want to be like this mermaid. You want to have all the nice shiny stuff. You don't want to have to want for anything. It's just generally a very it feels like a very opulent card. It reminds me very much of the Little Mermaid when she's showing in Part of Our World, and she's showing all her stuff that she's found at the bottom of the ocean. So subconscious recognizes that you want this abundance, and also with the feelings, I feel like that's what you want from your life, is you want to have feelings. You don't want to do something that just feels soulless, and you want to be able to feel good about what you're doing, recognizing those feelings. Perhaps that it's perhaps what you want to do is helping others with feelings. So maybe you want to be some sort of counsellor or healer, psychologist, anything along those lines. That could be something that you're interested in. Social workers also, but obviously that isn't something that probably will necessarily pay that well. But here in the middle you kind of have this miracles card, which is about believing in miracles, believing that things happen for a reason. What I like about this card, so the miracles card did come up, and I'm just going to go into the wisdom of the oracle cards, because some of this does align with that. So first you have community. This is your subconscious saying that it recognizes that you want, like all of us, humans are most of us are very social creatures, and we want to be part of something that's much bigger than ourselves. We want to feel like we matter and that we're giving back, whether it's in a small way of just like volunteering some time, or whether you want to become a leader or something like that. So we do have this community card, which I really like with the, let's see if you're going to focus, camera, come on, you can do it. There we go, with the like giraffe, the big giraffe and the little baby giraffe. It's very cute card. So there is this sense of you wanting to be part of a community. Maybe it's that you want to serve your community. Maybe, as I said, maybe you do want to be some kind of social worker, doctor, healer, something like that. You really want to be giving. I get the sense that you just want to really give back to the community. And then the other card I pulled for you was serendipity. So this is about signs that are happening, about let's get this to focus. So on this card you have that like 4-leaf clover. It's all about good luck, and what I'm going to do is read from the guidebook for this one, because at times I feel like Colette Baron Reid has written it far more eloquently than what I could possibly tell you. So I'm just going to read from it for a second. And it says, you stepped into alignment with the greater good, where your dreams and the collective dream resonate in exquisite harmony. Now is the time for luck and preparation to meet and create miracles, and you could never have planned by yourself. So this is very much spirit is helping you with this, and the universe is helping you with this. Keep in mind that you are a channel for providence right now, as a higher energy uses you as a force on behalf of the whole world. Your fortune becomes everyone's fortune. Everything you bring into being now will leave a wondrous legacy for others in the future. Your service to the world is being supported at this time. Expect the unexpected and smile, for spirit loves you very much. Okay, so that's definitely the feeling I'm getting from you, is that you do want to be part of a cause that is bigger than yourself, whether it is even maybe you want to do something for like the Black Lives Matters movement or anything like that. Even though this is a timeless readings, there was an explosion in Lebanon like a week ago, so there is, and obviously we're going through coronavirus at the moment. Hopefully whenever you watch this in the future, that is a distant memory. So there's so much going on in the world at the moment. 2020 has been quite a dark year, really. So I feel like a lot of people are kind of wanting to move towards doing good. And I think what Spirit is telling you, that you can do this, and you also will have your abundance. You're always going to have as much as you need. Because the thing is, you need to, if you feel like you're not, you can manifest money. You will, if that's what you really want, and you put a lot of effort into manifesting money, it will come to you. And then what these are saying is, I love these, Oracle of the Unicorns. The artwork on this is, honestly, they're so pretty. Firstly, it's about finding the courage. So what your subconscious wants you to know is that when you're not in this ego, in your ego, and you're more in your subconscious, you do have the courage. You absolutely have the courage to pursue whatever you want to pursue. And what it says here is, you are safe, fear is an illusion, set strong boundaries. So you can, if it is, maybe you're scared of doing these kinds of careers because you're worried that you might become attached to people, or if you are a bit of an empath, maybe you are worried that you're going to take on too much, you're going to be giving away too much of your energy. Just know that you are safe. You can set these boundaries, and that will protect you. I feel like that at the moment it's a very important time for you, and you are going to be going through somewhat of a rebirth. So I feel like you are going to realise your true calling and what your heart wants to do. And I feel like you are going to go through this rebirth, and your subconscious wants you to know, and probably wants you to start thinking about this. So it says, reinvent yourself, give life to your dreams, create a new reality. And so that create a new reality, as I said, it can be manifestation, but it can be very much you deciding that this is now what I want, and then going for it. And then finally here you have flow. Find an easier path forward, surrender the outcome, release your expectations. And so with this does sound very much like a manifesting card, and this is why I've kind of brought up manifesting a little bit. Because until you release control over what you want, if you keep being in this like feeling of I don't have it, and mentally you're always saying, well, I don't have money, and I don't have the career I want, and it's very much a lack mindset, and you need to switch it up. So I have watched a lot of stuff on law of attraction, but I'm also getting very much into law of assumption as well, which is it doesn't believe that you have to be in that high, the right vibration. It's about your mindset, and so if you keep repeating affirmations, once you start believing that, then it will come to you. I kind of believe almost like halfway in between, that if you're using law of assumption, that like constant affirming, it will get into your brain that is your thought, and that is your reality, and then that will then shift your vibration. That's what I personally feel. But for it to come, I feel like it's coming up quite a bit, but you definitely should be manifesting whatever it is you want to happen in your life. And then with your final two here, these are let me get the proper name of the deck, messages from your animal spirit guides. So these could be your actual animal spirit guides, or it's just at the moment the energies that you need to embody, and messages that your subconscious wants to reveal to yourself. So first you have the gorilla. So as we know about gorillas, they live in very, very strong family units, very much similar to humans in that sense. So it says, take the time to listen compassionately to those you love, especially your family members. So you might need to be listening to your family at this point in time. Maybe they're going to be able to help you moving forward with your future. And also maybe it could be that this dream of yours, it might involve your family as well. So make sure that you're listening to them, getting their advice, taking on board what they think. And then opposite that is kind of the blue heron. So it says, make a stand for what you believe in and do what feels right in spite of any judgment or disapproval from others. So you might need to talk to your family a bit. Maybe they are going to initially disapprove of what you want to do. Maybe where you have this idea of that abundance is important over, because when you look at this card and how it's laid out, is that the abundance side is higher than that of following your dreams. So maybe you have been putting too much emphasis on abundance, and often that comes from family situations and growing up believing that. So you might have to make a stand to your family that actually no, this having a load of money isn't the most important thing. This is what I want to do. So make that stand. Just know that as this other card says, that to have the courage. So you might have to use a bit of courage to come out to your family to tell them that this is what you want to do. But just remember that you are safe. Fear is an illusion. And you can set strong barriers with, maybe it is your family, maybe it's other people you're worried about, but what's most important is making that stand. And you really need to start putting more emphasis on what your heart wants you to do rather than just thinking about your abundance. So hopefully some of that resonated with you, pile 2. If you did, I'd love to hear from you down below. Drop me a comment. I always respond to comments, and if you could possibly like, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you can see whenever my next video is coming up. I generally release 3 a week. This might increase over time whenever you're viewing this. Yep, and then if you want to do some other time, I've got some other timeless readings available in the playlist. Okay, so it's been a pleasure to read for you. Thank you so much for being here, and I will see you in the next video. Bye. Hello, pile 3. If you picked this amethyst crystal, this one is for you guys. So as I have said to the other piles, what I did was I've got some tarot cards here, and this is kind of telling me a situation in your life, and then this is kind of all the oracle cards are what your subconscious wants you to know about it. What we have here, first we have the King of Swords, and I feel like this is what your subconscious is telling you, that this is actually who you are when you're not in your ego. So in your subconscious, this is kind of your energy. The King of Swords is, you can see from his face, okay, you might be a little bit stern. I don't think you guys are probably mean though. You're probably really intelligent. For me, the swords, it might not be you're very good at communicating emotionally, but I feel like you guys are very good at communicating your ideas. So you're probably very good public speakers. Maybe you could be even like teachers or professors, something along those kinds of lines. I feel like you are very good at communicating with people, and obviously, as I said, you're very intelligent. However, you've got these 2 cards here. You do have some more sword energy, but you also have the 7 of Wands here. So it feels like with the 7 of Wands is that you feel like you're constantly up against it. You feel like people are kind of like out to get you. You've got your wand up, you're ready to fight. You're very much in that kind of fight or flight mindset, and you're definitely set to fight. And so this is what it's trying to tell me, is that this is very much in your ego. This is not who you are. And yeah, with that and the Eight of Swords, so here you're kind of stuck. In the Seven of Swords you're almost stuck because you're trying to fight, you're standing your ground, and here this is almost like one step beyond that. The Eight of Swords, oh, my battery is starting to flash low at me, so I will just change that and I will be back. Sorry about that pile 3. Usually I'm not that far into it, so I would reshoot it, but at the moment it is so freaking hot in this room that I can't bear to have the window shut for that much longer. So I am going to have to apologise, but yep, so what I was saying is with the Eight of Swords, it's kind of it's very different to this. I feel like you flip-flop between these two emotions of just wanting to fight and then just not being able to move, almost like paralysed by fear. So with the Eight of Swords, you can see it is very much an assumption that you are in danger and that you can't move, because right here, as you can see in the background, you do have the castle, and so often when the castle is in the tarot cards, it means that you are safe, but it's here she doesn't look very safe, but that's just all in your mind. So currently your ego is really, it might be like, no, this isn't right, doesn't want to make a decision, and it just feels like you're trapped. And what I do like about this, because later on this will be important, is with the water. So water in tarot often is very much obviously water energy, but it's about intuition. So she is standing, this person is standing in water, but they're obviously still trapped, they're still just ignoring it, and it's very much about being trapped in your own head rather than being trapped in reality. So what I am getting for you guys is that first you have this communication card. So as I said to you, sorry, I'm so sorry for the other interruption. So we have communication here. As I said earlier, I feel like you guys are really good at communicating your ideas. Maybe you are professors, educators, do a lot of public speaking for your job. So I feel like you are excellent. You guys are excellent communicators, which I feel like is important, because here we do have leadership as well. So I feel like this is going to be very important for your future. I feel like what your subconscious is saying, it recognises that the King of Swords, obviously he is a king, so he is at the top of his game. He's intellectual, he's smart, he's analytical, he's got his together, is what I'm saying. And I feel like this is really important that you guys recognise this in yourself, because you are kind of destined for this kind of leadership position in life. And what this card says step into your leadership, share your message, inspire and empower others. So important here is share your message. So maybe you guys have been through something tough in your life and you have an amazing story that you're able to share and then inspire others and empower them to be able to get out of the same situation, especially because what I'm getting here with the healing and this feeling of constantly battling and feeling trapped mentally is maybe that you guys have been through some sort of difficult situation in your life, and your subconscious is just trying to remind you that you've probably gone through some healing, but you do still have some left to go, because once you have healed yourself, and as you can see, I feel like this is one of the few cards that has, yeah, it's true, this is the only card that has multiple people on it. So maybe you do need to, maybe there's some group therapy you could go to, something where you are with other people and not just by yourself. It's really going to help you guys heal from whatever has happened in your past. But I feel like once you've sorry, pile 3, but once you guys have been through that, is with the 8 of Swords, that can often be about being stuck in trying to make a decision, and then you do have this card, so I feel like you are going to be making a decision about your future and really coming into your power and into that leadership position, because I feel like you are what your subconscious wants you to know is that you guys are such strong people. You guys, yeah, you've been through something, but your subconscious knows that you can turn that negative and whatever happened into something really positive with the leadership, and you're going to be able to inspire, and you're going to do that through your communication, and it perhaps could be that even your healing is going to help others with their healing. Yeah, and then once you've done that, is definitely you're going to be moving forward with your life. You can start looking to the future, not too far into the future, because often that's what can cause this, can cause issues like this, that anxiety, is when you're living too far into the future. But you're going to be moving forward with your life, and you're going to make really positive steps forward. I like this card because it's the only one where there's not very many mermen on this, and it looks very much like King Triton from Little Mermaid, but he actually does have legs, because I guess moving forward is very difficult to show with just a tail. So yeah, you guys will be moving forward. These cards here, so you have Blessed, Yang, which is the first card in the deck, and Here and Now. So with Blessed, this one's quite straightforward. I like that it's some sort of weird prawn fairy person going through the sky, but this is spirit just letting you know that, okay, you have been through a tough time at the moment, but you do have some blessings coming your way, and you might feel like you don't deserve them, and it could just be, it could be a person, it could be an experience, it could be that you're coming into some money, something is going to drop into your lap, and you might not feel like you deserve it and you've done anything for it, but you do deserve it. And then we have Yang. So you have Yin and Yang. Yang is the masculine energy, and this is very much that you are coming into your time right now, and that now is the time for action. So I'm just gonna read from the book, because I quite like what Colette Baron Reid's put here. So it says, Yang represents the power of action, the energies that propel the world forward and manifest in thought and desire into concrete form. Now is, flip the page, now is the perfect time to act, for you can easily build momentum and make headway. What you want will come to fruition if you proceed confidently. This card signifies new life and is a sure sign that obstacles have been overcome. There is no reason to hesitate. You are the shaper of your destiny now. So I feel like, especially with decisions moving forward, yeah, it's definitely your time. And within this, it mentioned new life, and there's actually a card in this deck called New Life, and it showed itself to me, but I didn't take it because it didn't come jumping out. So I feel like you guys are heading towards this new life, and definitely maybe it is like a new career and you're going to be in this leadership position, or even if it's not a career, maybe it's maybe you're going to become some sort of advocate for people after you've kind of gone through your healing, because maybe you've been through something tough. And then here and now, this is just a reminder. So this card, I like the artwork on this one because it really shows you, oh, if it's gonna focus, come on. I don't know if you'll be able to see it from here. So here it has the past and here it has the future. And so there is a quote, I can't even remember who it's by, but it's about going in the past. I'm not even going to try and butcher it, but basically if you live in the past, it can cause you to dwell, but if you start thinking too much in the future, it can cause you anxiety, because obviously the constant thinking about, oh, what's coming up next, am I doing enough, that kind of thing, it's going to cause a lot of anxiety. Whereas what this card is urging you to do is to live in the now. But as it says in the Yank, now is the time for action. So rather than thinking about what the future's holding for you, make action today that can lead to your future, if that makes sense. Because I feel like you guys, you are such strong people, and I feel like I really feel like great things are going to come from you guys once. But I feel like you need to believe it in your ego, because at the moment you are very much fighting and you're scared. You feel like you can't move, can't make any decisions. And then we have these two, which is messages from your animal spirit guides. So you have chimpanzee and zebra. So these could be, potentially they could be your animal spirit guides, or just what your subconscious wants you to know right now, what you need to embody. So the chimpanzee, so it says use both your intuition and your intellect to solve the problem or get the answers to your question. So if you are trying to answer questions at the moment, so when it says, so you have the knowledge, you have the intellect, because you are the King of Swords. You are the King of Swords. So we already know that you have that intellect to solve the problem, but at the moment you're closing yourself off to your intuition. So you really need to start opening up to your intuition. Take off that blindfold, untie yourself from those swords, and start to use that intuition that is there in the card. Trust your gut with whatever your decision is moving forward. And then finally we have the zebra. So it says let go of fear and know that you are safe and protected at all times. So I do feel like you guys definitely have been through something. Maybe it is some sort of toxic relationship, some even like toxic job. You've been through, I feel like you guys have really been through it. It's just that sense that I'm getting, and your subconscious wants you to know is that it's over now and you are safe from it. With zebras are such hardy creatures. They're absolutely fighters. The fact I love about zebras is that female zebras pretty much spend their entire lives pregnant. So just think, they're pregnant and they still manage to run away from lions. So that's very hardy. So try and embody the zebra. Embody that zebra, and yeah, just know that you are safe and you're protected. So that is what I'm seeing from you guys. I feel like you are so strong. You have so much good coming towards you, and I feel like it's not just coming towards you. I feel like you are good for the world. You are really gonna inspire people, I feel, with your story. Thank you so much for being here. If this did resonate, I'd love to hear from you below in the comments. I always respond, so please do comment. If you would like to like this video, subscribe, hit the notification bell. It would really help my channel grow, and it'd be so appreciated. And thank you so much for being here, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye, part 3.